Hey y'all, it's your girl, and I have been putting off this vlog for a while now. And the other night, I was just laying thinking to myself, I was like, who is Raneshia? Like, who is Raneshia? Who is Raneshia before the world and circumstances, altered my perspective of who I am? And that's why I've been spending a lot of time getting to that, like getting to know me and, just again, moving with grace and compassion with myself, most importantly, and extending it outward to others. But I did write down a few things that come to mind when I think about myself. So, I have been saying for a little while how I'm operating as my 5-year-old self, meaning that I only desire to be in places, spaces, and around people where I feel loved, appreciated, and safe. Because it was a point in my younger life where my safety was compromised in many ways. And I feel that I've been operating in defense mode for so long, like so long. And yeah, like I haven't allowed my heart to be as open as it is intended to be. So I've just been working through that, and by operating as my 5-year-old self, it allows me to just get back to the purity of my nature, the purity of my presence. And yeah, it's been work staying in that because I got bills. I'm an adult. Like I do adult things, but at my core, I feel like little 5-year-old Raneshia just I don't know, off of energy alone. Like I really enjoy myself. I enjoy creating. I enjoy just the essences of life, the simple things in life. I really truly value and enjoy, yeah, the mundane things, the little things that we'll typically overlook as adults because we so consumed with the worldly stuff and what got to be taken care of. Also, side note, there's sticky note, they're all around here. But and I feel like this correlates to operating as 5-year-old Raneshia. I enjoy creating my reality. Like if I want something, I'm getting it. And most times I really don't want for nothing. It's just a matter of getting it in my hands. Like I don't really want for nothing because all my needs are met. I'm very well taken care of. But just the thought and idea of writing something down and then watching it be in my face, in my space is mind-blowing every time. I'm always surprised every time. Even though I know this is what I do and this is what I was created to do, I still just, I get so giddy about it. Like, all I gotta do is write it and eventually it's mine. But yeah, back to my notes. Grace, moving with grace with myself and others. I have been getting to the root of my inconsistency and perfectionism. Like, sometimes perfectionism can cripple you and hinder you from moving forward because you feel like things are supposed to look a certain way when in all actuality you are fine just as you are. Like it took me so long to sit and do this. I could have been did this, but I feel like, oh, I don't want to wait until XYZ and da 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 da, and it's just like, just do it, like just talk. So yes, I consider myself to be gracious and graceful with myself and others because I feel like authenticity is the way. Authenticity is the way to just living life fully because who better to be than you. Every day we tap into so many different people's lives and perspectives that we unknowingly alter our own perspectives of ourselves, and we kind of, it gets misconstrued. Our vision and our persona and how we talk and all these things are unknowingly influenced by other people. And I just don't have a desire to be influenced. I haven't had the desire in a long time. When it became oversaturated and compromised, I'd rather be inspired, and I'd rather inspire. Okay. I got joy, which joy is something that I'm just joyful, I'm just joyful. And no matter what I go through in life, no matter what may come about, baby, that joy is going to get you through, okay? And what ties into that joy is faith and knowing that, oh, this is just something for, this is just an experience. Like, I feel like my joy stays intact by being aware that everything is an experience, from relationships, situations, anything. Like, it's all an experience, and it's up to you how you move forward from that experience. Okay, keep your joy intact. Keep your joy intact. I am an extremely optimistic person. I always lean toward the best possible scenario. Like, I had to train my brain to get to that point, because I come from a family of, they think about the worst case scenario, but that's just by nature, there's just something that they have lived through, and this is where it ended. Okay, this is where it ended, because me, Raneshia, I only think toward the best possible scenario. And I'm not the friend that you call when you want to sit and sulk and dwell on the problem. I am solution based. Okay, I'm only moving towards solutions at any capacity. All right. Also, it made me think about how I'm a person who operates out of logic, and I have been working on that, because sometimes shit just don't make sense, but I have this habit of trying to make everything make sense. It just happens. And yeah, sometimes that is a thing that keeps me a little stuck, or I don't know, closed off by trying to make sense of everything, Talked about imagination. Imagination is everything. That is how you create your world. I am a believe it till I see it kind of gal, okay? I have to believe it before I see it. That's just me. That's just my faith. That's just the way I'm set up. Most times, like, even when I'm operating on a day-to-day, like I'm at work or I'm doing adult things, my imagination is still intact, because I understand that this is just something occurring at this moment, but I know that this isn't permanent, if that makes sense. Like, look at me trying to make sense when I used to just flow with it. Like, it don't have to make sense. I am a little Miss Imagination. Even using the word delusion, my delusion is creating. That's how I look at it. Like, I don't know, I'm just always creating or playing out scenarios. And yeah, I don't know, imagination is so much fun. And again, that ties into operating as my 5-year-old self. When you were 5 years old, your imagination was intact. But we get on our phones, we get into all these external things, and we kind of get disconnected from our imagination. So something that I don't play about is my imagination. Okay, believe it, then I see it. Kindness. I have learned that being nice will get you in fucked up situations. Excuse my French. There is no need in you being nice, and especially as a woman, I had to learn the difference in being nice and being kind. Nice gets you ran over. Okay? Nice, it gets you looked over. Nice is dangerous. Okay? Even though I say stay dangerous. Nice is not the good dangerous. Nice is the, again, get you looked over, get you pushed over. No, I'm not nice. I'm kind. And I'm kind because I'm kind to myself, and I extend that outwardly. I extend that to other people. Like, I'm kind because it's just my nature to be kind. I'm respectful, you know. I treat people how I want people to treat me. And how I treat people most times is a reflection of how I treat myself. So how I talk to my friends and how I talk to people is just a reflection of how I feel about myself. So if you ever had an encounter with me and it was not pleasant, yeah, okay. Beauty. I am beautiful inside out. I feel beautiful inside out. And it's beyond this vessel that God did her thing with, okay? God did her thing with this vessel. But I just feel beautiful inside, you know? How I walk, how I talk, how I carry myself, how I treat others, you know? How I'm able to shift my perspective. That's beautiful to me. It's beautiful to still keep certain things intact when you done been through some ugly things, you know? And yeah, it's just beautiful to transmute. And that goes into also my theory of, or my perspective of me being an alchemist. I have transmuted and turned some of the most unfavorable things into the most beautiful things. You know, I've learned how to alchemize and allow them to work in my favor. Because I can't even tell you why. Look at me, logic. Told y'all. It's just, I think it's just my Aquarius moon. But no, seriously. Yeah, alchemy is something that has changed my life in so many ways, and we are all capable of tapping into alchemy. It's just a matter of your mind. You changing your mind. You change your mind, you change your life. Like, you can choose what a situation or circumstance is in your life. Like, you can turn that into working in your favor. So yeah, that's you know, that's something. What else I got on my list? Light. Okay, so I feel like light in the sense of, look at me trying to make sense again. Oh my gosh, I'm working on it though. You see how I'm able to recognize it? I'm being like, girl, just flow. But like I was saying, when I say I feel like light, you know, things, it's a little tricky out here, baby. You got to stay in your magic. And for me, my magic is still operating as a unique expression of God, right? I have no desire to alter anything about me. I enjoy everything about me. I am proud of everything about me. I embrace everything about me because God ain't made no mistakes with me, okay? God ain't made no mistakes at all. And again, operating in light to me is just being appreciative of all that I am. Like, there have been times, don't get me wrong, there have been times where I feel like I needed to improve or, you know, whatever, certain things on myself, which there are ways to do that. Like, I got to be honest, again, going into the whole concept of light and beauty, for a long time, I did not like my teeth. Like, when I was younger, I had a gap. I had a big gap. And it was cool, but I just knew eventually it was going to close up. But the gap closed up, and now it's like I just got big teeth. I've always had big teeth. And when my wisdom teeth came in, it shifted, like, all my bottom teeth. And I grew a little insecure about that. And then I got to thinking, but these are my teeth. Like, these are mine. I got, you know, my teeth are healthy. Like, that's one way to look at it. But operating in light to me is embracing these teeth and being grateful for these teeth because I am made uniquely in God's image, right? And although I do still plan on getting braces, it's just like, if I do, okay. If I don't, I'm okay. Like, I love everything about me. There's nothing that anybody can tell me about me in terms of physicality. Like, I'm always open to learning, you know, and taking just a little constructive criticism and how I can work on myself. But it's like, Who better to tell me about me than me? I live with me every day. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but you know, I'm working on me. Whatever. But yes, like operating out of in light is also just the balance of light and dark. Like people think when you operating out of light or when you say you light that shit don't get dark too. It all balances itself out. There's a dark side to me. There is a dark side to me. And I'm proud of that dark side because that dark side has helped me in so many ways. In so many ways. And yeah, overall, I'm just so grateful to evolve constantly. I'm so grateful to just get better and better. That's my motto. That's my mindset is it can only get better. I can only get better. And yeah, like I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to be me. And, you know, I want to use this as an opportunity to connect and ask you to tell me some things that you like about you, you know, or not even like, things that you admire about you, things that you love about you, things that you embrace and just you are aware of about yourself. Like, tell me some things in the comments. Like, let's chat. Yeah, thanks for coming to my, I don't want to call this a thought session. Let's just call it a catch up. You know, we're just catching up. My intention now moving forward is for us to catch up every week, okay? Once a week, we're going to catch up. Pinky promise. Pinky promise, okay? Love you. Mean it.